Take a listen to this abortion doctor and the level of unreasonable reasoning that he goes through to avoid the truth at all costs.
Happen in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy before there's any point of viability. And part of I keep pushing back on your language, because to talk about an unborn pregnancy as a baby is very inflammatory. Stages of development matter. If you say that a baby and a fetus are the same, it's like saying also an oak tree and an acorn are the same. Is it the same if you step on an acorn as you chop down a 100-year-old oak tree? It is not. And that's why, as a trained physician,
you can't compare an acorn to a baby,
a
human being.
Don't get lost in the analogy.
Now, it's obvious that this doctor has had an agenda, considering that he's an advocate for Planned Parenthood and is unable to differentiate between an acorn and a fetus. I mean, the context of the analogy is completely off. An acorn stands alone, while a fetus would be better likened to something that already has roots, considering that it is actually drawing sustenance from the mother in order to survive. But I digress. What I really want you to pay attention to is how a medical doctor has fallen so deep into pushing delusionary propaganda that he becomes triggered by a simple question that you would expect a medical professional to easily answer without things becoming so trivial.
Let me ask, what is a man?
What is it?
Yeah, what is a man?
What is a man?
You don't know?
Do you?
Do you know what a man is?
Are you one?
Do you know what a man is?
Are you a man?
Is that your response to me?
Are you a man?
So that's your response?
I'm asking you. You answer me, and then I'll answer you.
No, I'm asking you, what is a man?
Are you a man?
So what is love?
What is a man?
What is love?
What is it?
What are you doing? You're not going to answer the question?
I'll answer your question.
You're my guest. You're the expert. You're the doctor. You're supposed to be answering these questions.
Well, if you tell me what you tell me what a man is, and then I can tell you whether I believe that a man is what you think it is or whether it's not.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
What is it?
Tell me your definition. I'll tell you if I agree with you.
You're not going to answer that because we're running out of time and you're wasting my time.
It's a waste of your time. Well, I can leave if it's a waste of your time.
Do you want to tell me what?
Is this a waste of your time?
Plot-wise, it's a waste of time.
Okay.
So you don't know what a man is?
I do.
What is a man?
What kind of test is this? What is a man? What is a man? That's a rhetorical question. If you're talking about a human being, a person that's on the phylogenetic scale, that has the ability to think, that has motor function, that can reproduce, if you're talking about a man as opposed to a female, what's the question? I need more precision. What are you asking me?
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
It's obvious, given your unwillingness to answer the question, that you are more concerned with being caught up in a gotcha moment than you are with expounding on your beliefs, which probably is evidence that you know that what you're about to say is going to be filled with philosophical fecal matter. You're probably used to being in the company of incompetent bots that are moved by delivery over substance and emotion over reasoning, so that when you give your well thought out dissertation of delusion, you aren't risking the possibility of having your reputation as a so-called doctor being placed under immediate scrutiny. You are more than likely capable of sound reasoning, but the manner that such a simple question has appeared to unravel your ability to be direct is alarming, yet not surprising, given the fact that you have made references to women during the course of this exchange, shows that you're well aware of at least what one of the sexes is, but now all of a sudden you're dumbstruck when it comes to what is a man. The truth of the matter is, Jesse Lee Peterson, with all of his trolling antics aside, has a way of asking simple questions that force you to reckon with the inconsistencies of your own premise. And the line of questioning is so elementary, which is what makes it even more disturbing to see this so-called highly educated guy become clearly flustered by the types of questions that should be answerable without the need of a medical degree to do so. The truth is, he doesn't want to give Jesse Lee Peterson any more ammo to destroy him, which in reality the doctor is destroying himself, and all that JLP is doing is asking him to expound on his understanding of things. And the level of wordplay that this doctor is utilizing to avoid reckoning with the logical side of his brain that is probably embarrassed at the fact that it has to be imprisoned in the skull of this dude is off-putting at best. Look, the last person I would imagine that you would want as an individual that is supposed to have your life and your health in their hands is an individual that doesn't know how to make a concise point. Look, give it to me straight, doctor. Am I going to need surgery?
Well, the invasive procedures of bodily entry is subjective because at the end of the day, what is surgery? By surgery, do you mean a man whose name is Jerry that has been knighted by the Queen? Surgery? I mean, the Surgeon General doesn't operate on people, but he is a surgeon, and Dr. Dre is a doctor, but he's not in a hospital. So what is the real cause of tea in China if a monkey only likes to sip on Diet Mountain Dew?
What the hell are you talking about? Look, you're running from the question and you're looking for any opportunity to leave so that you don't have to answer the question, because you and I know that if you answer the question the way that you know the question should be answered, you'll disappoint your constituency that probably bankrolls your endeavors along this propaganda campaign. You know that the level of inquisition that someone must undergo in order to obtain a doctorate can be rigorous and brutal. So after obtaining a doctorate, the recipient is expected to be well versed in the areas of logic and reasoning. So it appears that your reasoning is well intact, but not your logic. Look, you can reason well enough with yourself to know that what you're about to divulge will make you the laughing stock for all manners of creative memes that will go down in history right alongside the Michael Jordan cry face, so that when your grandchildren are your age, they'll still be referred to as the offspring of one of the dumbest doctors in the history of medicine that was dumbstruck and unable to answer a question so simple as, what is an elbow? And people wonder why people are so skeptical about getting injections that are marketed to be a miracle cure. But when you have doctors like these that are clearly making every effort to show how dumb they think the receiving public is, how can anyone with reasoning of a mustard seed really act so confused at the notion that people are leery of an agenda and don't trust what the doctor is ordering? But this is the juncture that we face, and it is nothing new. Doctors have long been lobbied to by special interests that purchase these doctors' compliance with gifts, trips, money, and promises in order to push new medications onto the public, just to come back years later with a class action lawsuit that seeks compensation for little boys who are now running around with a set of double D breasts as a result of someone's attempt at correcting unwanted behavior by shoving Risperdal down little Timmy's throat. I mean, look, there used to be a thing called the Hippocratic Oath that held doctors to a standard. But now apparently that has been usurped by the evident Hippocratic Oath that empowers these doctors to spit in your face and tell you that it's holy rain. Support the channel by hitting the like button, commenting, and subscribing for more content.